Smackdown of this year, 2024. They did announce that next week in 2025, SmackDown will be 3 hours. Next week it will be 3 hours. They already advertised the match for next week. Andrade versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a non-title match. Nia Jax will be defending her Women's Championship against Naomi. And I think they announced another, I forgot. No, I don't think so. I think those were the only two matches that they announced. Nia Jax and Naomi for the Women's Championship, and Andrade and Nakamura next week. They announced those for next week. One SmackDown go to 3 hours. Like I said, SmackDown wasn't really that much. It was kind of boring. It felt mid. I think the best thing that happened was the ending with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens and the conversation that they had. Now the show opened up with a traditional 6-woman tag. Bianca and Naomi, the tag team champions, team up with Bayley and prevail the heel from going over. They beat Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. The match went about 25 minutes. It took up 25 minutes of the opening of the show. And the babyfaces stand tall. Naomi pinned Candice LeRae. Match was whatever, pretty good. It felt long. They dragged it out. They took up like 25 minutes of the show. This 6-woman tag that opened the show. So yeah, I'd like to set up Naomi and Nia Jax. Hopefully we find out what Nia Jax does going into 2025. Maybe we'll get Tiffany Stratton casting in. I think they're getting closer to Tiffany possibly casting in and becoming champion. I think they will. Hopefully. She teased it for months now. I think we will lead to that. And we also gotta wait until when did Jade Cargill come back. They said she had a legit injury. Will we see Jade Cargill? Will she come back? And maybe we'll tell that story of who attacked her. Hopefully we get the big shock and the big reveal pretty soon. The other thing that happened on SmackDown tonight was we had Sami Zayn backstage. Since the Bloodline attacked him and Jay on Monday, he wanted to find a way to take on the Bloodline, but he got interrupted by Carmelo Hayes. Nick Aldis made the match official. We got Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes in a very good match, and in a DQ because the Bloodline got involved and attacked. They attacked Sami Zayn. Now Carmelo Hayes tried to get away, trying to get counted out, but Braun Strowman chased them. And while the Bloodline attacked Sami Zayn, Braun Strowman came out, he attacked the Bloodline. Michael Cole said the thing about the history that Strowman had with the Bloodline. And I want to say, what history? There is no history. Braun didn't have any beef with the Bloodline. Now, I think the best thing about this whole thing was that we had a very good interaction, a good face-to-face with Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu has had a lot of interaction with a lot of top superstars. He's had a lot of face-to-face with, first Roman and we had Jay, we had Braun Breaker, now Braun Strowman. It shows you that they have big plans for Jacob Fatu. He's getting over real quick. He's already outshined Solo Sikoa in the Bloodline. I think we could get that down the line, Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman. I didn't want to see that. But after that, they're down. The Bloodline stood tall. They beat up Sammy and Strowman. Bloodline stood tall. They're still hyping up, Roman and Solo Tribal Combat on the debut of Netflix on January 6th. That will be in 2 weeks. We did get the introduction of Chelsea Green. She celebrates her championship celebration. She won the Women's United States Championship at Saturday Night Main Event a few weeks ago. She had a good 7 here on Piper Niven, until Michin crashes the celebration. She had a candlestick. She wanted to whoop her ass. So obviously the feud can continue. I think we'll get Chelsea. She'll defend it against Michin in her first defense, probably in a couple of weeks. So that feud can continue. Now we did get oh yeah, I forgot to mention we got Braun Strowman and Austin Theory, and Braun Strowman beat Austin Theory clean. I get there was a filler match, that was a one-off, so but it protects Braun Strowman and gives him some momentum. Yeah, so yeah, so yeah, Braun Strowman beat Austin Theory in the filler match. We got the Street Profit. They beat Legado del Fantasma, Locotario. They beat Angel Garza and Humberto. Street Profit make a statement. Obviously, they want the tag team titles pretty soon. I think they are setting up the Street Profits in DIY pretty soon. They do want to see that. Yeah, so not much happened on the show. We did have a 7 bad day with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Chelsea Green did taunt after Michin ruined her championship celebration. The best thing on Smackdown tonight was the main event segment with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. Nick Aldis told Kevin Owens to come out here and surrender the Win Eagle belt that Kevin Owens took from Cody Rhodes from Saturday Night Main Event. He said, "Do it or you will never step foot in the WWE arena again." So Kevin Owens said no, he wants a rematch because he had Cody Rhodes beat, and he's right because Cody Rhodes cheated at Saturday Night Main Event. He had him beat, and so him doing that is justified. Now we got a very good back and forth with Cody and Kevin. Very good. That was awesome. So they have made official. We will see Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble in a ladder match. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens are going to raise their titles up above. Cody will raise his W title. Cody actually came out there with the W Championship. Obviously, he is the champion. Kevin Owens had the Win Eagle belt that he took from Cody. Cody was allowed to only show it just for one night only at Saturday Night Main Event. So I guess they will put the titles up above. It's gonna be a ladder match. So again, whoever wins, they're gonna unhook both titles to see who's the true champion. I'm glad that we have a stipulation. It will culminate the feud. I was hoping they would do it maybe on Smackdown, or maybe they would do it on the debut of Netflix on January 6th. But I guess they don't want. I guess they have to be at the Rumble. Cause this is the biggest, most intense, heated rivalry for Cody Rhodes. Draw the title win. This is the best thing. This is the best feud. Draw the title win. If they would have done this match on Monday Night Raw on the debut of Netflix, then who would Cody face at the Rumble? You can't give him anyone. You can't give him a filler feud. That wouldn't make any sense. So, yeah. Yeah. Now, this will be the culmination of the feud. The feud will come to an end. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be hard hitting. It's gonna be brutal. But I mean that was really it. That was all that mattered on the show with this ending. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes had been a great feud. It's been a heated, intense rivalry. It's been personal. Shots are being fired. I thought the match, they have great chemistry. Bash and Berlin were great. Saturday Night Main Event was great. And this ladder match is great. I mean, Cody's only had like 3 big feuds. AJ Styles, Solo Sikoa, and now Kevin Owens. AJ Styles, that feud ended with, it was an I Quit match based on the story. Solo Sikoa, that feud ended with a steel cage match. And it was set up to return to Roman Reigns. Now here with Kevin Owens, maybe we could see Randy Orton get involved. Hopefully Randy Orton comes back. And maybe help Cody. Or Cody gonna win decisively on his own. So, yeah. So, yeah. Wasn't that much on Smackdown. I just can't wait until can't wait till the January 6th Monday Night War debut on Netflix. I can't wait for next week. How the show gonna be booked when it's gonna be under 3 hours? How long is it gonna be? Is it temporary or is it permanent? I would think that they said. Now, as for the news and rumors, wait, hold on. NFT. We do have NFT. Oh wait, is that the right one? I already talked about Monday Night Raw this week. I was trying to see if I could find NFT. Yeah, I forgot we got NFT. And this was on December 24th. I think the show was pre-taped. Or was it live? I can't remember. It might have been live. No, I think we're pre-taped. Now, I don't really watch NFT, but I will talk about some of the highlights on NFT. We had OTM will make Nathan Fraser and Addison feel welcome. We did have a 7 with Trick Williams and Obi Phoebe. That guy Obi Phoebe, what's his name? Obi, who was the North American champion before. I think they're setting up a feud with him and Trick Williams for the NXT championship. OTM win Christmas Chaos for the 4-way match. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn win in their return to NXT. William Regal helped Lexington win this trophy. We have Stephanie Vancouver and Cora Jade. I think they battled Roxanne Perez. As for AEW Rampage, they actually just announced that AEW Rampage tonight was the final Rampage. Now Rampage just went off the air an hour ago. Rampage is now no more. Tonight was the final night of Rampage. They decided to cancel the show. It will not be shown anymore on Fridays. They canceled it. Rampage is now no more. We got Hook said going to score against Nick Wayne and the Patagy, the Patagy. I forgot the name, but we had Hook and Nick Wayne in a very good match. Before her, Tara Jawada 3-fight at War's End. Thunder Rosa. She had a match tonight at Rampage. we had the AEW World Tag Team Champions. Are you ready to party? I'm there at Rampage. Anthony Bowen seek revenge against Ring of Honor World Champion. Now, as you guys know, tomorrow night we have AEW World's End. The pay-per-view will be tomorrow night. I'm not sure if I'll do a review, but maybe I'll recap it once I do Monday Night Raw. Yeah, so that was pretty much it. I think that was it. It's been almost 20 minutes. Alright. We have Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné on AEW Rampage. AEW Dynamite, I mean. Alright, so for the pre-show, AEW World End, we got Renee and RJ City will be doing the pre-show. And for the post-show, after the pay-per-view is over, we got the post-show media scrum that comes on at 12 o'clock at night. Yeah, 'cause AEW Rampage, those pay-per-views go up like, they go up like past 11 or 12. But they have some long pay-per-view because they do a lot of matches than WWE does. As for the news and rumors, possible John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. What are John Cena planning for WrestleMania? Now, I just want to remind you guys for Monday Night Raw on January 6th, the debut on Netflix, they actually just announced that Liv Morgan will defend her Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley in a last woman standing match. Some fans said that they just made the announcement. They changed the match. So now we have a stipulation. It will be a last woman standing match between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. It will culminate the feud and end the story. I think Rhea had to win it so we can move on and end it. It's gone on long enough. This will be the third match throughout the feud. Cause we saw that SummerSlam that when Dominic turned on her, and then Bad Blood, that was terrible. And that's when we had the return of Raquel Rodriguez. It was way too prolonged the storyline. But at Survivor Series, Rhea Ripley won her Survivor Series War Game with her team. She pinned Liv Morgan. Then they had that face-to-face on Saturday Night Main Event. And we all know what we're gonna end here on the debut of Raw going to Netflix. Now, the WrestleMania 41 rumors are starting. This one is a huge. Is Cena ready to gamble for 17? Will he face Cody Rhodes for the world title? We'll have to wait and see. Alright, let's see what else can I find here. Yeah, so the announcement of Trick Williams defending the NXT Championship in a triple threat match against Eddie Toth and Obi Fabi at New Year's Evil, and is met with a fight. New Year's Evil, so I guess that's gonna be on the very first Netflix on the new year. I think it'll be a triple threat match. I could see Trick Williams losing. I think he will lose. Alright, let's see what else can we find here. Seeing if more news and rumors. Now, after AEW Dynamite, they had a Continental Classic banger that delivered incredible masses. They said the WWE and traditional shows honoring the troops. They boot tribute to the troops. Alright, well, there's not really much to talk about the news and rumor of Smackdown. Smackdown wasn't that good. Hopefully next week, when it goes 3 hours, there will be a lot to talk about. But here, there's not much to talk about. I'm not sure about Monday Night Raw this week either. Hopefully, once the shows hit 3 hours, hopefully we have more to talk about. And if more to talk about, like, what can happen. If there's new storylines or new big feuds here. Well, I might as well just show you guys the podcasters, like, Salamotter and JD from New York. Let's see. Okay, here's the Salamotter sound off. Now you guys are gonna hear some of my favorite podcasters. Some hold on. Alright. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Kevin Owens, in reference to what he did, I should say, for Cody Rhodes. Show up tonight and give back the belt, or else. They hooked you in right away from the beginning, and by the time this show was over, we had ourselves a major match signed and made official for the Royal Rumble, which is still over a month away, because the Rumble is not until the first day of February. So we have a ways to go, over 4 weeks. But now, other than the 2 Rumbles themselves, we now have one of the main events on that show set. It will be basically champion against champion, in effect. I mean, Kevin Owens, I guess, is not really a champion of anything, but both belts, the undisputed WWE logo belt and the Winged Eagle title, the more prestigious of the 2 titles, will be suspended above the ring. It will be a ladder match, winner take all. You got to pull both belts down, take possession of both of them to win the match, and call yourself the WWE champion. And as stipulations go, it's the one that makes the most sense. You've got 2 titles. How are you going to resolve this? You suspend them above the ring, and you have yourselves a ladder match, right? Seems to make sense. But interesting that they didn't wait until next week, the first 3-hour Smackdown, to bring Cody Rhodes back. He made it back before the end of the month, because they got live events to do, and they don't want Cody Rhodes, I guess, to miss these live events, even though he wasn't in Madison Square Garden last night for their post-Christmas house show. But yes, Cody is back from the package pile driver. He made it back before Randy Orton did. Still no signs of him. I guess when you're older, though, and you have a history of surgeries, it takes a little bit longer, I guess, for you to heal up. But yes, the ladder match is set for the Rumble is also interesting because they have a Saturday night's main event to book 1 week before the Royal Rumble on January 25th. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to navigate this now and what the key matches on that show are going to be. Because do they bring back Randy Orton before the Royal Rumble? Is Randy Orton going to be back in the next few weeks? Do they do Randy Orton and Kevin Owens on Saturday night's main events? To me, that feels like a big enough match where you don't blow it off on Saturday night's main event. Like, you can get a PLE out of it. You could possibly do that at WrestleMania. You could do Orton and Owens at WrestleMania. So what are they going to do on that Saturday night's main event? I don't know. But they're going to have to book something reasonably big for that show. They can't mail it in for these NBC specials. But I'm sorry to say, what I just mentioned with Owens and Cody was the only thing of note on the entire show. This show was a slog to sit through. Outside of that, and I guess outside of there was a stare down at one point, very brief. They never touched. There was no physicality. They only teased it. But we did get a tease of something with Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman when Braun Strowman came out to stop a bloodline attack on Sami Zayn. And in that moment, you could just listen to the crowd and you can hear how excited they were to see these two guys butt heads. Very similar to the way they reacted when Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker teased something very similar a couple of months ago. See, I'm sensing a pattern here. It's almost as if there's a lot of matches with Jacob Fatu that these people want to see. That's just two of them. I could think of a whole bunch of others I'd like to see, including Roman Reigns. But that was it. Those are the only two things of note on the entire show. I wish there was more that I could sit here and sing the praises of, but like I said, if this is what Smackdown is going to be for 3 hours instead of 2 every single week, then Houston, we got a problem. My hope is that it's kind of the end of the year blues, and they're saving all of their big stuff for the post Netflix era. Even though Netflix is Raw only, it's like we really do feel like we're embarking on this new era of WWE heading into 2025. We'll call it the Netflix era. And that first 3-hour Smackdown, and hopefully they've got some big plans for these shows, because I know why they're doing it. I know why TKO wants more content and not less. And this goes to some of the other rumors that have been going around this week about them wanting to expand more of their big PLEs in the future to 2 nights. Not just WrestleMania, not just SummerSlam, which I told you this was going to happen. Well, whether you think of expanding more events to 2 nights and expanding SmackDown to 3 hours, and now Raw's going to go back to at least 3 hours, it's all about more content. It's all about making money. Make as much money as they possibly can. That's what TKO wants, right? Business is still booming. It's still hot. They're selling tickets, right? I mean, everything is still booming for WWE. At some point, there will be no boom. Things that go boom eventually stop booming. And I feel like the more that they keep adding and expanding and doing all of these things, it's gonna hasten the trip as they progress towards that unfortunate period where I think that things are going to come back to bite them, and you're going to burn people out, which is going to happen at some point. It's inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. Maybe they could prolong this, though, for another couple of years. Who knows, right? I mean, it's a hard thing for me to imagine that WWE's business is going to continue to be as hot as it is right now if we're sitting here having the same conversation in a couple of years from now, right? More power to them if they can do it. But the more we hear about stuff like this and you give people more, eventually sometimes what ends up happening is people are just burned out and they say, you know what, I've had enough. I mean, I like this, but I think I've had enough. We'll see. We're gonna find out, I guess, in 2025, because everything is getting bigger. This is your SmackDown review for the final time here in 2024. It is Friday night, December 27th, 2024. I am the Solid Monster. I want to say thank you for joining me here on this final stream. Actually, not the final stream of the year, the final SmackDown stream. We do have 2 more streams left to go. We have Raw, which is live on Monday night. And then I'm going to be with you the very next night on Tuesday, because it's our annual New Year's Eve stream. We're going to have some fun on New Year's Eve, so get ready for that. We'll ring in the new year together. Like and subscribe. Super chats are open. You will see them popping up on your screen. As they come in, if they come in, you'll see them. And then I will read all of your messages. We do have a goal. I set one. I don't know if we'll hit it or not, but it's been a while since we have done phone calls on a live stream. This is something we used to do on a regular basis, and I haven't done it in many years, but if we hit this goal tonight, we will take some calls later on in the show. But it's a lofty goal, so you'll see it in the live chat. We get 10 of the orange super chats or above. We'll hang out and take some calls later. Otherwise, just hit that like button, and hopefully we can do some Be the Booker. Let's talk about the beginning of this show, because Smackdown opened with highlights from Saturday night's main event from a couple of weeks ago, and Kevin Owens giving Cody Rhodes a package pile driver after the match. Remo has arrived. Yes, indeed. Eminem, what's going on, man? Thank you for the $25 super chat. I appreciate it. Change in an instant.
Alright, hold on. I might able to show the ending of this.
Into the first 3 hours Smackdown. Not only of the year, the first 3 hour Smackdown period. Maybe there was a 3 hour Smackdown once upon a time. Let's think. Champion, I'm the true champion. See you at the Rumble, bitch. And the final shot that we get is of Cody Rhodes holding his neck in pain, laying on the mat. So a strong angle here to close out the show. I was not expecting Cody to be back this soon. Saturday night's main event was less than 2 weeks ago. And I didn't know when, I still don't know exactly when we are going to see Randy Orton back on TV. It could be next week. It could be Saturday night's main event. It could be the Royal Rumble. I don't know when. I'm sure by the Rumble. And I'm sure he'll be involved in this in some way if he's not back before then. Because in a ladder match, it protects both men, right? Nobody has to take a pinfall loss. If you wanted to hold off and wait until the Rumble and have Randy Orton cost Kevin Owens the championship, you could do that. You could have Kevin Owens on the ladder. He's about to reach up and grab the belt, and Randy Orton appears. Randy Orton can yank him off the ladder and catch him for an RKO on the way down, right? Fuck you. You put me out. You tried to end my career. Cody climbs. He wins the championship, and that then leads into the eventual match, maybe at WrestleMania, between Orton and Owens. You could do that. But whether it's Cody or Kevin Owens, and of course it's going to be Kevin Owens who loses, the ladder stipulation, at least, maybe in their minds is why they did it. It protects them from having to take a pinfall loss. Even at Saturday night's main event, it was kind of a disputed finish the way everything went down. So I don't know if that's part of the reason why they're doing this stipulation, but I'm down for the match. I think it's going to be great. I think it's logical. I think it makes sense, given that they've introduced a second belt into this story. And I guess the way they'll write the Winged Eagle off TV is that shot of Cody standing on the ladder holding both belts high in the air, and then I'm sure after that we're not going to see the Winged Eagle ever again. I just think it's cool that we were able to have it back as part of a storyline. Like, I never expected it to be back on like a permanent basis, but just having it reintroduced to like a modern day storyline and see it back on TV. And first of all, it's smart because they're going to sell a gazillion replica belts now, right? I mean, they've always had it up in WWE shop. Everything with them is about selling shit anyway. So it's smart because they're going to sell more of them, on their website. But I just think it's pretty cool that in 2024, heading into 2025, we got the belt back here for a story. But it's absolutely going away after the Royal Rumble, and that's too bad. But you look at the history that Kevin Owens has at this event, it's pretty impressive. Kevin Owens has challenged Roman Reigns 3 different times at the Royal Rumble. The first time, he was the one defending the Universal title against Roman. The other 2 times, Roman was defending the championship against him. One of those matches, of course, was in front of no fans at Tropicana Field. But he's had 3 title matches at the Rumble with Roman Reigns, and he had that great last man standing match with Dean Ambrose in 2016 for the Intercontinental title. So Kevin Owens has pretty good history. Not always successful, but a pretty good history of big matches at the Rumble. And now he adds another one to the list. A ladder match for the WWE Championship with Cody Rhodes. For Cody Rhodes, the last time we saw Cody in a ladder match, he was falling. He got basically cuttered by Sammy Guevara. He got taken off the top of a ladder with a cutter by Sammy Guevara, and he lost the TNT Championship to Sammy. That was his last match ever in an AEW ring. He wasn't even under contract. He was working without a contract. He was on a handshake deal at that point with Tony Khan, and that was the last time we saw him in an AEW ring. That was the last ladder match that he was a part of. I think before that, so I wanted to mention that. Is either put Cody in.
Alright, now let me show you guys JD from New York. I'm going to show you his podcast and his review. Hold on.
Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Hold on.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night Smackdown post-show for December 27th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be. This is the last Smackdown of 2024. This is the last show that will be 2 hours for a very, very long time. Next week, January 3rd, we move Smackdown to 3 hours on the USA Network. Wow. Now you guys aren't happy about that decision, huh? I know, me either. I am not excited about that decision whatsoever, man. This show does not need to be 3 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's Smackdown, if you are watching the live stream here on YouTube, if you have not guessed already, tonight's show sucked. Tonight's show was utterly disappointing and a complete waste of time. Nothing important happened until the last 10 minutes of the show. And I mean that wholeheartedly. That was basically it. Nothing happened until Kevin Owens and Nick Aldis got in the ring, and then Cody Rhodes came out there, and we got the announcement that we got at the end of the show. There wasn't a single fucking thing that forwarded any storyline whatsoever on this show. Maybe Nia and Bianca and what was discussed there in the open of the show, but outside that, a whopping 0 as far as stories we care about. And this show is moving to 3 hours next week. Great. Whatever that transfer window is, we need that wrapped up ASAP, bro. We need a new roster, we need a fresh feel, we need something new on this show. If this show is going 3 hours with this existing writing team and this existing roster, we are in for a very long 3 hours, man. My goodness. My goodness. Might as well start with the most important thing, the only important thing on tonight's show, which was the announcement from Cody Rhodes. Well, it wasn't really from Cody Rhodes, it was from Cody Rhodes to Nick Aldis, who then made the official announcement. And we already have a Royal Rumble match official for Indianapolis in February. It will be Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. It will be the WWE Championship and the Winged Eagle Championship belt, which was confiscated by Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event. Both championships will be hung above the arena.
and we will have ourselves a good old-fashioned ladder match for the WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. I love it. Absolutely love it. You know, it was 2 weeks ago during Saturday night's stream on December 14th for Saturday night's main event, where we talked about Kevin Owens walking out with the Winged Eagle Championship, proclaiming that he's the real World's Heavyweight Champion after him getting screwed. Because Kevin Owens is always correct. Kevin Owens has been correct for most of this storyline. I don't really see any lies coming off of Kevin Owens. Said it on December 14th during that stream. Let me see the ones in the chat if you guys heard me say it. Kevin Owens walked out with the undisputed WWE Championship after he felt like he was screwed. And I said it on that stream. Gee, man, it would be great if they take a page out of Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10 and hang both championships from the ceiling. And we get ourselves a good old-fashioned ladder match for the WWE Championship. Said it right there on that stream 2 weeks ago, before anybody else wanted to go and say, oh man, I predicted this as of this night. I predicted this 3 days ago. That's great. Always recognize where you heard it first, man, because we had 60,000 fucking people watching our stream, so I'm sure somebody heard it from me. Ladder match. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, you could make a point, you can make a case for the match taking place on Monday night, January 6th. Why isn't it happening on January 6th? Well, it's not happening on January 6th because, A, Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens are Smackdown superstars. We don't really want to overload the show with Smackdown superstars, even though Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are pretty much Smackdown superstars. We don't want to do that. Also, you don't want to take away from that match because of everything else that's probably happening on that show. We got Roman Reigns wrestling Solo Sikoa for the Ula Fala in a tribal combat match. We got CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, which will rumored to be main eventing the show. We got John Cena appearing on that show. We got The Rock rumored to be there. Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens on that show would be unbelievable, but you don't want to overload the show too much because what they've already given you is basically a Monday Night Raw on steroids. You don't really want to put that match on that show and have it not be a focal point for both Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. So I don't disagree with WWE waiting until the Royal Rumble to do it. I thought they were going to do it next week because Jesus fucking Christ, this show needs something next week, but they're not doing it next week. They're not doing it next week, and I'm actually glad that they're not doing it next week because I don't want to watch a ladder match between two very good pro wrestlers, very good storytellers, and have it be riddled with fucking commercials throughout a 20-minute ladder match. So I'm glad that they're doing it at the Royal Rumble because it's that important, and it will definitely serve as the return for Randy Orton back to WWE television. I'm surprised that they're keeping Randy Orton off of television for this long. They could very well bring him back before the Royal Rumble. I'd love to see him in the Royal Rumble, but I would love to see Orton back on television as soon as possible because obviously he still has unfinished business with Kevin Owens, but I could absolutely see Randy Orton costing Kevin Owens the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. It is a no DQ match. Obviously, the ladder matches don't have any rules. I could see Randy Orton stopping Kevin Owens from winning the WWE Championship. And for all the people saying that Kevin Owens should win the WWE Championship, Kevin Owens is not winning the WWE Championship. I don't want to break your heart. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to pop all the Cody haters or the Cody crybabies bubbles. But Cody Rhodes will be the WWE Champion going into WrestleMania. That is not even a discussion. Oh, but Kevin Owens deserves the championship. Cody Rhodes is a traitor. He left AEW. It's great. I don't give a shit. Go cry to somebody else. All your fucking grievances from 3 years ago. Nobody gives a fuck. I don't give a shit what you think of Cody Rhodes. I don't care how boring you think Cody Rhodes is. I don't give a shit how you're not a fan of his title reign. I don't give a shit. I don't. Kevin Owens is not winning the WWE Championship. It was never meant for Kevin Owens to win the WWE Championship. You should be looking at this current confiscation of the title as his title reign. Guy's carrying around the most prestigious title in company history for the next month and a half. This guy is going to be fine. He is. Gets to carry around the Winged Eagle Championship and claim that he's the real...
Judicial Watch is a more independent, reliable reporter of details of the deep state, the way our government...
We put something out there in the universe, we predict it's going to happen, and boom, it happens. Love it. That's why we're number one. That's why we're number one, man. So I like that move, very excited about that, and that is going to be a legit banger, and you know Cody and Kevin Owens are going to pull out as many stops as they possibly are allowed to do in a ladder match for the WWE Championship. Outside that, there was really nothing else happening on this show.
Exactly.
I did find it interesting that Sami Zayn got beat up. By the way, Sami Zayn did wrestle on tonight's show. He wrestled Carmelo Hayes. I thought that was a very good TV match. He got beat up by the Bloodline, by Solo, Tamatonga, and Jacob Fatu at the end of their match. And I found it coincidental that Kevin Owens came out as Sami was being escorted out of the ring after he was beat up by the Bloodline. I don't know if that was a little foreshadowing, just done low-key by Triple H, but I feel like they will have something to do with each other going into WrestleMania for sure. Because Kevin Owens did say, Sami Zayn, we will cross that bridge when we get there as to why he is back with Roman Reigns and back with the Bloodline as the honorary Uso as Sami Uso. Sami Zayn is going to get his from Kevin Owens. Nia Jax and Bianca Belair had a little back and forth on the microphone today during a women's six-man or six-woman tag team match. And Nia Jax basically threw it out there in the universe that Bianca Belair is trying to divert attention away from herself because Nia Jax believes that Bianca Belair is the culprit in the Jade Cargill attack. She is the one who took out Jade Cargill. Now, Bianca, in theory, was not the actual one who did the deed. It was obviously someone else because Bianca was wrestling in her match for the United States Championship tournament. Now, they could play it off as this happened before the match, and Bianca did this before the match, and played it off as, I don't know who did it. Oh my God, my partner is hurt. She got slammed on the hood of a car. Who could have done such a terrible thing? She could have been the one to do it before the match, and nobody saw her do it. Let's see. Strowman meets Mello in the aisleway before he gets to the curtain. And Mello ran to the back. Out of nowhere, Bloodline showed up and attacked Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got the DQ victory because the Bloodline interfered and took out Sami Zayn. Strowman, he was shown bringing Mello back to the ring, but he didn't know the Bloodline were in the ring attacking Sami Zayn. So he drops Mello. Mello runs back through the curtain and runs away from the ringside area, away from Braun Strowman. So then he starts charging to the ring to try and help Sami Zayn because it's a 3-on-1 attack here. It's Solo, Tamatonga, and Jacob Fatu. He sees what's happening to Sami Zayn in the ring. Strowman shoulder blocks Solo down to the ground. He took out Tamatonga, and then he turns around and it was Jacob Fatu staring him in the face. Crowd went wild for this. It's pretty easy to go wild for someone the size of Braun Strowman and someone as animalistic, as savage as Jacob Fatu is. Tama Tonga shot blocked Strowman from behind before anything could happen with Strowman and Jacob Fatu. Solo hit 3 Samoan spikes on Braun Strowman, finally takes him down. Zayn came back to the fold and speared Solo. He was eventually taken out again. He was given a Samoan spike, and he was knocked out and taken out with Braun Strowman. Kevin Owens' music immediately hits, and he starts walking out with the Winged Eagle Championship, the Bloodline. Solo leads them out of the ring as he sees Kevin Owens coming out from behind the curtain. His music hits, he walks out with the Winged Eagle. He walks slowly as officials and referees are out there attending to Sami Zayn, which I found to be maybe a little bit of foreshadowing for what's to come with Sami. And we get Kevin Owens in the ring. We go to commercial break. We come back from the commercial break, and this is the final segment of the show. It's Kevin Owens and Nick Aldis in the ring, one-on-one. So, we all knew that Kevin Owens was not going to suffer any consequences here, and that this would probably lead to another match with Cody Rhodes. We didn't know where, we didn't know when. But that's exactly what happened here. Aldis is in the ring with KO, and he tells Owens, do the right thing, hand over the Winged Eagle Championship belt. Owens told Aldis to explain why he'd give the belt back because it's the only bargaining chip he has. Owens says he'd give the belt back if he can get a rematch with Cody. Owens says he had Cody beat. Everyone saw it. Everyone knows it. He did. He's not lying. He's not lying at all. Kevin Owens is right. Aldis noted how he said it's not a negotiation, and because of that, Owens needed to hand the belt over or Owens would never step foot in a WWE ring ever again. So they're threatening termination for Kevin Owens if he doesn't hand over the championship. Cody's music all of a sudden hits. Now, earlier in the night, Cody Rhodes uploaded a picture to Instagram where it looked like he was on his American Nightmare tour bus in a suit, and on the table inside the tour bus was the WWE Championship and the Winged Eagle Championship belt side by side on the table. People were complaining, well, how could he take this picture? Why would he post this picture when he's not in possession of the WWE Winged Eagle Championship title? As if Cody couldn't have snapped this picture on December 14th, right before he went out on Saturday night's main event, saved it in his phone, and saved it to upload to Instagram on December 27th as a tease for the ladder match that he was about to announce because of the double titles that will be hanging from the ring, the Winged Eagle and the WWE title. It's like people grow dumb and start asking these ridiculous questions that they obviously know the answer to. It's like people don't use their fucking brain. Yes, we all know Cody Rhodes isn't in possession of the Winged Eagle Championship. No shit. But that doesn't mean he couldn't snap a picture of it when he did have possession of it and save it for upload for tonight. Ridiculous. Brain rot from these wrestling fans are the dumbest fucking fans, man. Nothing but brain rot from most of the community. Cody walked out with a microphone. I thought he was going to walk out with a neck brace. We did see Cody last week photographed with a neck brace. He did not have a neck brace on. Cody says he wasn't going to walk away. Nick Aldis told Cody, turn back around. We don't need you to get hurt again. We don't need any incidences. He's looking out for the company. He's looking out for Cody. He's looking out for the fans. Turn away. I got this. Cody says, I'm not going to walk away. And he didn't want Owens to be a martyr. Cody brought up how Owens claimed Cody teamed with Reigns, and that's why Cody's a bad person. Cody argued Owens attacked Cody at Saturday night's main event like Reigns would have in the past. So he's basically telling Kevin Owens that you're basically mirroring Cody Rhodes, or Roman Reigns rather, Cody's saying, you're basically mirroring Roman Reigns in the way you are behaving and the way you are acting. These attacks are exactly what Roman Reigns did in the past. You're no better than Roman. The man that you're accusing me of teaming with that apparently tried to ruin your livelihood 4 years. Cody listed off all the people for whom he does what he does and who he does it for. Cody says it's his responsibility to take the winged eagle back. He does it for his family. He does it for his daughters. He does it for the timekeeper. He does it for the production. He does it for the fans. He does it for Randy. Randy Orton. It's his responsibility to take the winged eagle back. Cody said he wanted a match with Owens, and he entered the ring. Cody challenged Owens to a ladder match, and the match was made off the microphone, away from him. He was arguing with Nick Aldis. We kind of seen what was going on. Aldis did not want to do it because he gave you a body language and shaking his head. Nope, I can't do it. I can't. Cody argued. He lobbied like the politician he is, and he got it. We got a ladder match. Royal Rumble. That's what Nick Aldis said. Royal Rumble. Winged Eagle Championship. WWE Championship. Both belts will be hanging above the ring in Indianapolis. Ladder match. Great. Owens put out his hand to shake Cody's hand. Cody didn't shake it, and Owens attacked Aldis before attacking Cody. Owens eventually walked away and yelled that he was the true champion. The show ended with Owens kicking Cody while he was down. He walks up the aisleway. He holds up the winged eagle belt, calling Cody a bitch, and that this is his, screaming that he will take out Cody at the Royal Rumble and be the real world's champion. It's great. It's a great decision, great stipulation, great visual with the winged eagle and WWE Championship hanging above the ring at the Royal Rumble. Kevin Owens did get a shot on Nick Aldis tonight. Wasn't really all that spectacular. He went down. He was covering Cody Rhodes. He did put the boots to Cody Rhodes as well. Savage Kevin Owens is the best. Kevin Owens. Makes me wonder what Kevin Owens' WrestleMania match is going to be. I could see Randy Orton coming back. I could see Randy Orton and Kevin Owens having a WrestleMania match. By the looks of it, you'd think that Kevin Owens and Nick Aldis might have a WrestleMania match. This is not the first time we discussed Nick Aldis coming out of the GM role and being placed in a match. You know, he's not done wrestling. He's only 37 years old. WWE wanted Nick Aldis to break out. I mean, Kevin Owens would be the right guy to do it against. They wanted him in a pro wrestling role and have him have a WrestleMania match. I could absolutely see that taking place. But I do think that Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, they will be each other's WrestleMania match. If it's not Randy Orton, it's going to be Sami Zayn. I don't know how we're going to get there, but WWE's clearly prolonging this. They could have did this match at Monday night on Netflix, January 6th. They could have did this match on Smackdown. They're saving it for the Rumble. They want to stretch this thing out. I don't know where they're going to come up with all the dialogue and all the story to take Kevin Owens and Randy Orton into WrestleMania. I could see them do it, but it's going to be a stretch. It's going to be a very long stretch where we need to have patience. But I do think Kevin Owens and Randy Orton will be each other's WrestleMania opponent in the end. I think that's what they're planning for. And I think Randy Orton is going to end up helping Cody Rhodes retain the championship at the Royal Rumble. I could absolutely see him coming back and serving as the assist. RKO, Cody climbs the ladder, and that's the way Cody takes the belt away from the Rumble, into the chamber, and on into WrestleMania. But I like the announcement, and the announcement was made tonight for the Rumble. It's not happening on January 6th because that show is absolutely loaded to the gills already. And they're not going to do it on Friday Night SmackDown because it would just muddy the match with random commercials thrown in there. Glad it's happening on a PLE. Glad that it's going to be uninterrupted. And I'm glad we're going to get a full story being fleshed out on a PLE where we get the next phase of this story that will probably involve Randy. Thank you guys very much for all of yours.
Well, thank you for all your support. Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comment section y'all want to see more, what y'all think about this. I made this video long enough. I'll see you guys later. Gonna end the video.